What's up? It's your girl, Boss Beta Coach, and we're going to be going over how to write an effective dispute letter to the credit bureaus. Okay, so first things first, y'all. When you contacting these credit bureaus, you want to sound as professional as possible. If you need help writing your dispute letters, get help. Don't just send any and everything out to these credit bureaus. Once they receive that information you sent out, that's the information they have to go off of. So if you don't know what the heck you just put in that letter or what you just said, you might just want to get some help before you start sending stuff to the credit bureaus. Once those accounts get verified as accurate, it's a little bit harder to dispute and remove those accounts down the line. So just be mindful of what you're sending out to these credit bureaus. Now, when you're sending out your dispute letter needs to contain certain information. If you want the dispute process to go smoothly and you want to get the best results, there's a couple things that need to be stated in that dispute letter. Starting with your personal information, it needs to include your first name, your last name, your address, your date of birth. You can put the last 4 digits of your social security number. If you need to update any of that information on this dispute letters, now this is your time to update the credit bureaus with your most recent current information, such as address, employer phone number, and make sure your social security number is also being reported correctly, because sometimes they'll have the incorrect social security number for you, and this could be the reason that you're getting denied stuff, because your social security number on your credit report does not match the social security number on those applications, and that's why you're being denied. You need to clearly state the reason for your dispute. So if you're disputing any kind of inaccuracies with late payments, payment history, charge-offs, if these accounts don't belong to you, if any kind of fraud occurred, you need to clearly state the issue on that letter. The credit bureaus need to understand why you're writing them, and they need to clearly understand that. You also need to reference those accounts that are in question. So any account that you want to dispute that's in question, you need to list those accounts. If you can list the account number as well, that would be great. If you can list the last 4, that's great also. If you don't have the account numbers, you can just list those accounts and list the name as they're being reported on the credit report on this letter. They need to clearly understand your intentions when you send out this letter. You don't want them to give you any reason to have to contact you for further information that's going to prolong the process. We don't want that, because the credit bureaus, this is a little secret trick, y'all. They only got 30 days from the date they receive your letter to investigate and prove that this information is inaccurate or prove this information is true. So if they only have 30 days to work, we don't want to give them more time to work, because them having less time to investigate could work better in your favor as a consumer. Okay, so just be mindful of that. We want to have these disputes processed and understood so that they can understand the assignment and we can get the results we need to get. Okay. So if you got any kind of supporting documentations, you can attach that to your disputes. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not. So that's going to just be one of those things. It's kind of 50-50. Just use your own discretion. But if you have, receipts of when you paid this account off, or if you have a letter that you paid a collection off and you settled to pay for less, or you paid to delete, and you have a letter stating that this company said if you pay X amount of dollars, they will remove it from your credit profile, go ahead and attach that letter to this dispute, because at this point, that's a legal document and you can use that to fight when it comes to this dispute. Also, you want to make sure that everything is clean, precise. I would not handwrite these letters, y'all. We don't want to give them more time than they need. We want time to be on our side. We want to utilize these consumer laws that are put in place for us as consumers. We don't want to give the credit bureaus any extra resources and time and stuff like that. We don't want to do that. So we want to make sure this letter is clear, is legible, is neat. They can clearly understand your purpose and your intentions with this letter. Do not handwrite these letters. Do not handwrite these letters. Just type them up. Now, a lot of people are using, AI generated dispute letters, or you can use like DI, do it yourself credit repair templates. I know a lot of people sell them. You can get them on Etsy. You can even get them on Amazon. A lot of people are using those. And that's a great way to dispute also. But the problem is sometimes those dispute letters will get flagged by a system called eOscar. So when you send out that dispute letter, your dispute letter that you just sent out, even though it has your name and your information and accounts that you want to dispute on that letter looks like 1,000 other people's letter also. So sometimes, and recently we've been seeing that a lot more, those letters have been getting flagged. So it could be more ideal to start, kind of putting a little bit more thought behind these letters. So if you have a DIY letter template that you can use, maybe, just alter it just a little bit so it's just a little bit more detailed, or maybe it just fits your description for your problem a little bit better, if that makes sense. And then y'all going to send y'all letter off to the credit bureaus. I'll link the credit bureau addresses and everything like that below. And y'all want to send it certified mail, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But certified mail is a little bit better, and you can also get a tracking number so that you can be notified when that package is sent to the credit bureaus. When they receive that package, you'll get notification that it's received. So you can count 30 days from that date that they received your letter, and that's when the dispute process is going to start. Now, the disputes the credit bureaus have 30 to 45 days after the date they receive your dispute. It usually doesn't take the entire 45 days, but by law, they have 45 days to investigate. So that's just one of those things. And we're going to talk about a couple other topics before y'all get to send out the letter. So make sure y'all watch all the videos before y'all get to do anything with y'all credit or send out any disputes. Make sure y'all watch every last video in this course. Okay, that's it for this one.